topic of my speech tonight is why not you? Death. I would rather be dead than stand up here and talk. Most people will tell you that. Well, I don't quite understand that because I like to look forward to tomorrow. And as a speech, I can be done in 5 to 7 minutes. I might be done in 30 minutes. It might be 2 hours, but at least I'm not dead. Most people are scared to death to give a speech versus stand up here and talk about a topic. When do I ask you, and I want you to think, does your ability to talk and communicate effectively come into play for you? Have you ever interviewed for a job? Have you ever wanted something as a kid? We were all kids once, unless I'm mistaken, from your parents. And you tried to convince them why you needed it, why you should be in it, why you should have it. Well, we all have it. We've all had needs for it. There's been great communicators across this country. Abraham Lincoln was one. Most of us probably never heard him speak. Pretty much say none of us have. But if you read the speech, he was great at communicating what he needed to in a short amount of time. Martin Luther King Jr., one of the best motivators of our time. He had a passion for what he was doing and what he wanted somebody to speak about, what he wanted you to stand up for. Ronald Reagan, he had an air about him that just made people want to listen to him. He used to speak in such a great tone, such a communication-friendly atmosphere that people wanted to listen to what he had to say. Even when, not too recently ago, I saw where he's making a speech about when he says, well, I saw the state of the economy and frankly I want to tell you it's not very good. I didn't like it myself. But he had the warm and fuzzy feelings because of the way that he communicated. Toastmasters International has the ability for you to learn these skills. It's not only in the United States, it's overseas. I don't care if you can speak Chinese, but if you can speak it right and you can speak it effectively and correctly without saying and and all the other words, that we as people feel that we've got to throw in. We've got to have something to say rather than that pregnant pause of just being quiet. Take a time in your mind to get a thought gathered. You will get more die-hard communication skills from people and listening power when we just shut up sometimes. Everyone in this room is paying attention to what I've got to say, which is great. Whether or not you believe it or anything else doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're listening and that you're paying attention. And a job, you want a raise, you want a new job, by golly, being able to speak is great. Toastmasters allows you that opportunity to join an organization, to hone these skills, to do something that you want to do. Let's think about it. The first speech in Toastmasters is the icebreaker. What is it about? It's about you. Well, who else knows you better than you? And if you ask anybody about themselves, most of the time, what will they do? They'll go on and on and on and on, talking about themselves, which is great because you asked a question and you want them to. So everybody's perfectly capable of doing it. I encourage anybody who wants to do anything in life, whether it's communicate with your kids, your spouse, your boss, your employer, I don't care who. If you're passionate about something, why not learn how to speak about it? How many times, think back in your life, how many times has there been something that you just wish you would have spoke up for, but you felt like you were going to feel like you looked stupid to somebody, or you didn't know what you were saying, or you didn't have your thoughts organized? Toastmasters helps you get that done. We have 10 different speeches. One might be how to do an effective presentation. I might be standing up here using wall charts, using PowerPoint. I don't care. You want to sell something? How many of you have ever been sold? Everybody has been sold to. You go to a grocery store, they sell it to you. They do whatever. There's a coupon. It might be written, it might be verbal. But what's the most effective sales tool out there? It's the verbal communications where I can look you eye to eye. And I can make you feel like I care about what you were trying to buy, what I'm trying to sell you. That's what Toastmasters can do for you. They can do it on multi-levels. We're not just talking the county level, we're talking global. I've had the luxury to go overseas. I sat on different boards and organizations, and it's because of positions that I'm in, I'm allowed to speak to different ones. We were just talking about before the meeting that I was just recently on a picture of a magazine with the governor. Wow, what an opportunity. But find out if you don't know how to speak and you don't know what to say to them, when you get to somebody of power and influence, they're not going to really listen to you. But you want to get your message across, there's ways to do it. There's ways in which to enhance your life. That's why tonight I asked you, why not you? We in here are, but why can't all of us in here ask somebody, why not you? Why are you not involved in Toastmasters? Wouldn't you like to improve your life in some way? Wouldn't you like to improve what you do? How about your income? A lot of us are in sales, have been in sales, crisscross the country trying to make dollars. What makes the best sales tool for anybody? Think about it in your mind. What does somebody have to do to sell you? They need to persuade you. They need to convince you. And they need to talk with confidence about what they're going to do. Can you do it when you're dead? No, you can't. Think about it. Most people are more scared to stand up here and talk to you because they're, I'd rather be dead than get up here and give a speech. It doesn't mean that you have to be able to give the best speech of your life like Martin Luther King did. And if I have a dream, we all know. If somebody says I have a dream, we all know where that came from. But it does mean that if you're passionate about something, whether it's in an organization you belong to, within your church, within just being with friends, you need that ability to talk. And too many of us out here don't have that ability to communicate effectively. I don't care what you do, I don't care where you're from. There is no reason that you should not be willing to stand up and talk for what you believe in. Talk about how you believe in it. And stand up for sometimes those that can't stand up for themselves. Whatever it might be. Toastmasters provide that opportunity for you. And again, I ask you, why not you? Thank you.